Car Talk with Matty J. How are you going out there to all my car enthusiasts and car lovers and to just the general community? This is 98.9 Northwest FM. You just heard James with Man vs. Movies. He's joined us in the studio. What's going on, James?
Nothing much. Thanks for having me in.
No stress at all. We will be joined by James from Estblshd to talk about the Snowy 1000 because he went there over the weekend, and Adam G, who's going to tell us a bit of an update with his Charger and
that's right,
and what's happening with that. But we're going to have to choose who's doing the quiz. They're going to have to probably do a rock off to see you can.
No, they both did. No, who did it last week?
Well, no, we didn't do the quiz last week.
So Grasso did it
a couple of weeks ago. So I'd say it's James.
Yeah, I mean, they'll
probably fight over it. Yeah. So we will. They will be joining us very, very shortly. But in the meantime, I'd just like to dedicate this show to my good friend, mentor, but most importantly, he's a top bloke. He's a member of this show, Darren, or professionally known as Dr. Rock. He's a bit unwell at the moment, so this is one for you, Dr. Rock. I hope you're listening, and I hope you get better because. The radio station is not going to be the same without you at the moment. So
less dad jokes,
less dad jokes, less knock jokes, and less everything else. Because he's a very likable guy. So this one's dedicated to you. I just thought I'd put it out there right at the start of the show, just good luck, mate, and I'll be seeing you soon. So general car talk today. We're going to also be covering the Snowy 1000 I said before, the Charger update. I want to talk about why servicing your car is important because sorry, I've just got a mental blank. Keeping your car maintained is probably one of the most vital things you can do. If you don't like do regular oil changes or just even if you get your car balanced like once a year, it can have massive effects on your fuel consumption, on the way the car drives. So, for example. Like if you drive your car and your tires change, but you say I want to skimp out on the wheel alignment, it's all going to add up, and you're going to be going through tires like really quickly. Like for example, a family member I know who's just had to will have to change their tires very shortly because of that reason. So just do things right the first time, and just try to look after your car because. It is an investment. Okay, for most cars, it's a losing investment, but it is an investment at the end of the day. So just ensure that you maintain your car correctly. We are now joined in the studio by James. How you going, James?
Hey, how's it going?
No, hang on. You're on now, James. This is James from Estblshd. We'll get back to servicing the car after, but we'll jump straight into it, James. Snowy 1000. We're talking about it last week.
Yep.
And you were going out. It was this weekend that just passed.
Yep.
You're back. You're going to tell us the results. You're going to tell us basically what went down and apparently there's that MPS you went with. It was like the new front wheel drive champion.
That's it. The newest, fastest front wheel drive in time and kilometres.
There you go.
That was excellent.
Well, tell us a bit about it. So because this is obviously your first Snowy.
Yep, first Snowy. It was also Alex's first Snowy. That's the owner of the MPS. Basically, 700 horsepower at the wheels. We went there to beat a Mirage, and now this Mirage had basically an Evo running gear setup.
I see. Well, all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive?
Front-wheel drive.
Front-wheel drive, yeah.
But basically, like Evo diff, Evo engine, turbo. It was a pretty quick thing up from Queensland. We went there. Pretty hot day. It was like 28, probably 30 degrees on the day. Okay. As you can see, I'm sunburned.
It's a bit cooked. We'll have to take a photo and just to show.
Just to bag it a bit. But it was pretty awesome. We went up there. So the first time that Alex pulled was like a 265 at around 22 seconds for the kilometre. Just
to clarify, James, you get a few attempts.
So. At minimum, you get 3 runs, and then there's this thing like an expression session, you could call it, where everyone we'll explain the first thing. You go in, you get a group. Alex was given group 3,
Does that mean like it was just front wheel drives at that time, or was it
No,
it just a bit of everything?
So there was 140 cars that competed.
Oh
So
wow,
the first,
that's a big event. Yeah.
yeah, the first group had like car 001 to, let's say, I think it was like 45 or something. Then group 2 was like 45 through to like 65 or 70. Then it was like 70 onwards, and obviously like it was all structured like that. So he got group 3. Whenever group 3 was running, he'd go out, and at minimum it was 3 runs each.
During that time?
No, so you get the single run when your group goes out, but it's an hour break in between each run.
Cool.
So they started late. I think I had some problems with the timing systems and that, but he got 4 runs, so it was pretty good. First run ran 2:65, we were out 22 seconds for the quarter. The record I think was 2:66, something like that. So the next time he ran was 2:67, destroyed the record and destroyed the time. And then he got like a 270 kilometre an hour. So
far out.
basically, what he did was he took the rear wing off, which in turn made the back end a bit more floaty.
Floaty, yeah.
But gained him an extra 8 kilometres an hour.
Oh, well, yeah.
So that helped a lot. And you know, his rear wing obviously it was a custom made one with a bit of like a ducktail that the Tiger 911s used to have.
Yeah.
So it helps keep the back end down, and that significantly made a difference.
It felt safer, yeah.
Correct. But taking that off, obviously, more top speed, that alone took him from like 255 to like 260 something. It was like 8 or 9 Ks difference.
That's crazy. It's a crazy amount of difference just for a wing, you know. Like,
that's it.
That's pretty insane, actually. Look, we're going to go to a break. We got Adam just joining in the studio. We'll come back right after this. We'll continue about the Snowy 1000 with James.
Yeah, no worries. We've got heaps to tell.
That's right, 98.9 Northwest FM. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. Now in the studio with Adam and James. What's going on, Adam?
How you going?
And James from Estblshd as well.
Hey, how's it going?
And James from Man vs. Movies, who's in the background here. He's a show regular. These guys are show regulars, so
Can't get rid of him.
Okay, I can't get rid of you. No, we're about to go live on Facebook. So if you're liked our Facebook page, we're going live now. If you've got any questions, pop them up or give us a like. Also, if you want to know more about the topics we're talking about tonight, send us a text on 04 7777 989. It's 04 7777 989. Let us know what you think. Put some things in the comments as well, because we are going live now, and we're going to be doing the car quiz with whichever one. I think it's James' turn for a car quiz. So this is our studio. If you're watching live as well, so we'll jump right back into it with James. James, so you obviously you're at the Snowy 1000, and your mate in the Mazda beat the front wheel drive record.
Yep.
So how did how did he break it by much, the record? Was it a big difference, or?
I believe the record was broken by about, I think it's like between 3 to 5 kilometers and about 2 seconds.
Okay.
But in front wheel drive terms, that's huge.
That's huge, yeah.
Like it was pretty exciting actually.
Well, in IndyCar terms, that's pretty huge. I mean, you look. If you're talking car racing, like 10/10 of a second is just like it's.
Yeah, that's right. Over there, to be honest, there was another record that was broken as well, which was the all-wheel drive record.
Oh, yep.
And that was done by
GDR. So was it the GDR? 35?
GDR.
Yeah, saw that.
332 kilometers an hour in 16 seconds.
That's insane.
Over 1 kilometer. That's crazy.
Did that have the plate R Big LOL? Or I'm pretty sure I saw something like that.
Not that one, but there was one with RB LOL.
Yeah.
Another one, WR1000, which was Will All's race car. That was the existing record holder. This guy only beat it by 4Ks.
Okay.
And like an eighth of a second. So.
No, it's impressive.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So what other categories were there? So I'm guessing all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive.
Yep. That's about it.
That's the end. It's just drivetrain categories.
That's it.
There wasn't cylinder categories.
No, nothing like that.
No, was there horsepower categories or just
nothing? Just front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and then you'd win prizes based on your quickest time, like the quickest time for the day, and the quickest speed overall. So over the 1 kilometer. Obviously, it's street rules, so some people might find it iffy that you can't do a burnout to warm up your tires,
Okay.
but in some cases it helps other people, because if the rear wheel drive guys
Spin.
can do a burnout, they'd have grip and they'd push times like, you know, they'd cut easily 5 seconds off their time.
Yep.
The front wheel drive guys the same. So it was an advantage and a disadvantage to everyone, being a street legal, like a street spec race.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, you can't, it's just light turns green, you've got 3 seconds to launch, go. And then after that, you hit the end line and it gives you a time and a speed.
Okay, cool. So, tell us about the cars that were there. So, like the high performing cars, obviously, and the lower cars. So, was there a complete range? Was it JDM? Yeah,
It was
Euro, Oz. What was there?
crazy. So, some people had Evos and stuff. This guy wanted to bring his Evo down, had like 400 horsepower, but I don't know, something happened with his transmission. He ended up bringing his girlfriend's Jazz, and he still ran that.
So, what, just a stock Jazz?
Yeah, just a stock Jazz.
You could do that?
Yeah, it's
No
crazy.
way, that's
yeah,
awesome.
It was excellent.
Was there any muscle?
Muscle,
No eights, nothing?
muscle category. There was a few like.
Did that Typhoon
There
come
was a
again?
Typhoon.
Yeah, was it a yellow one?
No, it wasn't a yellow one. It was that one. I think it was a black or a silver one.
Okay, how'd that go?
That did pretty well. Like, I think it still holds the record. Like I think it's like a 19, between 19 and like 23 seconds, roughly in that category.
Well, the Typhoon's got that record.
Yeah,
Oh, really? That's impressive.
they're in the top 20 list.
Wow, there you go.
Muscles, there was a whole bunch of eights.
Yeah.
I'm assuming SSs and all that.
Being Fords and stuff. We parked next to on the day a G6C turbo, like a GS edition or something.
Oh, like you meant FPV-GS?
Yeah, FPV GS with G6E.
Yeah.
I don't know, that went pretty good.
Yeah, that's got the eight cylinder supercharged. If it's the later model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. One of the coolest cars there, twin turbo Lamborghini 560. And the story with this guy is he basically drove it, the twin turbo edition. It's a V10 twin turbo. He drove it from Perth.
No way.
I swear, 4,500 Ks.
What?
Right? The best part is with this car, he tells me the story. He goes, okay, so it's got the underground twin turbo kit. He basically shipped the car over to the States, got the twin turbo kit put on, and then drove 14,000 Ks all around America doing like a bucket list. He drove to like...
So wait, let me get this right. He bought this car here, and then he took it to the States.
So he bought this car here. He bought it for $280,000, which is heaps under retail, with 8,000 Ks.
Yeah.
So someone bought it and sold it. He bought it for 280K. He ends up shipping it to the States, spends like another $30,000 or $40,000, puts a twin turbo kit on it.
They sell them there in the States because if you go on YouTube, you'll see tons of these twin turbo Lambos.
Underground Racing they've got like 40 or 50 cars in their inventory at the moment that
Far
they're
out.
building. And they specialize in Aventadors, Huracans, everything. So that kit gave him like 1,600 horsepower at the fly, about 1,250 to 1,300 at the wheels. That's the race edition. And then there's a street spec one, which is delimited, and they call it the valet mode. Get this, 800 horsepower at the wheels.
In valet mode.
In valet mode. So he drove it from Perth.
Fast,
Yeah, he drove it down from Perth all the way to the Snowy Mountains. The funniest part of the day, all the cars are lining up on the runway to have their 1 kilometre race. And this guy's walking around looking at everyone's cars. And someone approaches him, I think someone with a Supra, someone like 1,500 horsepower Supra. And he goes, hey, you're the guy with the twin turbo Lambo. And he's like, yeah, it's my daily.
No way.
I swear.
He drives it every day.
He drives it every day. The thing's got 58,000 kilometres on it.
Far out.
It's like driven, not hidden style. Guaranteed.
That's awesome.
That was one of the coolest things I saw on the day.
I do like that. Like, yeah, it's not just a garage queen or a dyno queen.
Yeah.
He actually takes it out. And 58,000 Ks is a lot of Ks on a Lambo. So
Yeah. Especially
What year?
It's like 2011 or 2012.
it's not bad. Yeah. Hey, he's getting his money worth. You know,
Yeah.
if I'm spending 300K, I'd want to drive it. So
That's right.
I don't know how to be on fuel. It'd be
It would suck.
it's
Put
horrible,
it
man.
plain
It's
and
got, like-
simple, it'd suck.
Yeah, but it's such a cool concept. Like, buys a supercar and just dailies the thing.
I mean, you got money, you can do it, right?
That's it, man.
well, good luck to him. You know, it's if you can, by all means.
That's basically my recap on Snowy 1000. If you've got any questions, just let me know. Happy to answer.
Give his Facebook page a like, Estblshd. If you've got any questions, send us a text on 04477777 We've still got James in the studio. He can answer any of those questions. If you've got any questions about the Snowy 1000, the number is again 0447777989. It's a really cool recap. Did you? So you weren't putting a stand or anything there, were you?
No, unfortunately, we didn't have a stand. We had a support crew go out because it was a CAMS certified event. I thought, Alex would like to have another MPS there, and I came in handy. If I wasn't there, he wouldn't be able to run, because the way he makes his fire extinguisher mount up, because you meant to have a fire extinguisher within arm's reach to have a CAMS certification for the event. He mounts it to the bracket where his passenger seat is. Now, because he's gutted the interior out to save weight, he forgot to put 2 bolts back in.
Oh, no.
So he goes, "Hey, James, can you come down, give me the 2 front bolts from the seat, the front passenger seat in your car?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So I take him out, I put him in, and we're driving around town. And obviously, my brother's sitting in the passenger seat. And
jumping around?
Yeah, because there's no front bolts. Every time I come on boost, he's like, "Oh!"
The seat just bends back.
Like, "Oh, you've gained more power,
Yeah. It's the placebo effect, yeah.
Yeah, but the trip was awesome. Even just being there, learning stuff and learning different techniques. Like, even me being there, I learned how to brake boost.
Oh, dope, yeah.
So that was sick. And to be honest, the Snowy 1000, who knows, I would probably go back in the future.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool event.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. Sounds like we have to go
road tripping.
Road tripping next time it comes around. I'd be seriously interested in going to that. I think that'd be awesome.
CarTorque live.
We should do a CarTorque live, like we are now. We are live on Facebook, everybody. So if you want, jump on our Facebook page, CarTorque with Matty J. It's TORQUE talk with Matty J. You'll see us live. You'll see us in the studio. You'll see all the boys here. So give us a like, and if you've got any questions again about the Snowy 1000, give us a text. Adam Grasso, how are you?
Not bad, mate.
Not bad, mate.
Sitting here nice and quiet, listening to this guy yap all day. No, he's all right.
He's all right. No, well, look, it's it's quite impressive, the Snowy 1000.
It's pretty cool. I remember hearing you going up that way, and I'm thinking, what the hell are you going up there for? Then I heard a bit about it. I'm like, oh yeah, not bad.
Sick event.
Not bad.
The road up there was pretty good. We opted not to go through the Hume Highway.
You went the back way, yeah.
We went the back way. We went through Lakes Entrance and all that stuff.
That's the way to go.
It's such an awesome drive. No police at all. That was
Yeah.
But it's cool because there's everything. There's the scenery, the curvy roads. You can enjoy the trip. There's something to look at. I swear, there's probably so many crashes on the Hume Highway because it's so boring.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We just went through Lakes Entrance. It was pretty cool.
Go the back way.
That's it.
We're going to get you to give us a charger update, mate. Well, so we first had you. We last had you on. You were talking about you just got it recently.
Just got it, yeah.
So, you said you were going to get some work done to it.
Yeah. So at the moment, it's just in for some minor stuff. It's just in for pretty much a service and look over for my mechanic, but nothing major at the moment. But I do have. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I do have the triple Webbers that they come with. So got the manifold, got the Webbers. Just a few little things that need to be done to actually chuck the Webbers in. So obviously, once they're in, it needs a dyno, but I need the linkage kit, and etc. So it needs a little bit for them to go on, but that's a future project that will happen. Yeah, next step. But at the moment, just got the 4-barrel on it. But at the moment, it's at the mechanic, eager to get it back.
Yeah, you would be
very eager to get it back. With this weather getting better,
yeah,
it's going to be mad to cruise.
It was a glorious day today and yesterday.
Yeah.
And, I actually washed my car. I took it out. I drove to Macedon on the weekend. I had a wedding up there, and the whole car was just covered in bugs. So I was like, I have to wash it.
I felt that pain driving back and up to Sydney as well.
Yeah, they get everywhere, and then just to clean them off, it's just the worst. But it's you got to do it, I guess. So.
That's it.
But yeah, so with the charger again, Adam, obviously the next stage is that, but you're also getting the diff done. But you're getting the gears.
It originally had 292 gears, which is stock, which is what the stock coppers had.
That's the LSD package as well.
LSD, yeah. So at the moment I'm getting 323 put in.
Okay.
So that'll give me a bit quicker acceleration, I guess. Yeah. I mean, you lose a little bit on the top end, but who really cares? You're not gonna. I'm not going for world record speeds here.
You get off the line
a little bit off the line quicker would be awesome.
100%.
So yeah, that's not a massive step. It's just small gear ratio change, but make a difference.
You notice it with the Webbers as well. It'll be a quick car.
Yeah.
I mean, when I actually went in it, it was a quick car. Like it wasn't. It gets up and goes all right.
Yeah, and with the gearing change and the diff, it should make it. Should hopefully feel a difference. It won't be a lot, but it'll be a little bit, which is cool. Make it interesting.
Were you still contemplating doing the rack and pinion?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The guy that I bought it off, I should have taken the opportunity to grab it. He actually had a rack and pinion set up that was made for the car. That would just bolt straight in because my K-frame already has the brackets for it. But I don't know. I didn't get it. I don't know. I forgot. It slipped my mind. But anyway, no stress because apparently an invaluable source of VLs with manual steering, without power steering, I can grab a steering rack off a VL and it should fit on there. Should.
Okay.
Is it a VL Charger or a VL Commodore?
A VL Commodore. There's no such thing as a VL Charger, man.
Oh, right.
This guy thinks he knows it all. A rack and pinion set up on a manual steering VL should fit on the Charger.
Manual steering VLs would be hard to find.
Apparently it's rare as
Does it have to be
duck's
a turbo?
nuts, like, you know. Anyway.
Yes, it has to be a turbo.
Does it have to be a turbo?
Yeah.
I think the turbos would have come with power steering.
Some wouldn't have,
Yeah, maybe.
because back then you
I might have to check DIY. Hit them up, see if they got any VLs.
go for a quick swizz.
Hey, look, they'll just be missing their engines, if anything, not
Yeah.
the steering rack. No one cares.
Just take that again.
That's it.
And,
Nah, look, yeah. In all honesty, that's an option as well. But look, it's still got a sick feel, the steering box and everything. But to be able to have a better
a bit
feel,
tighter,
I think it's just got a better feel, more responsive, and probably quicker, the ratios and everything.
Yeah.
So, but that's something I actually have to get engineering. I actually have to
you
get an
do?
engineer's cert to put that in.
wow,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Did you have engineering when you had it in last
No,
time?
that's why I didn't have it on when he sold it.
Ah, right, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Mod plate.
Mod plate.
well, yeah, it's quick mod plate and what is it, $1,000 or so to get it all
Just on
engineered, whatever, etc. But yeah, it'll be sick once that's done. But that's another one of those further projects, probably after the Webbers, I reckon. But
Slowly.
yeah, that's it.
You'll get it done. My it's with the Typhoon. I've got I've been fixing it up slowly, bit by bit. So
No, you've been adding extras too.
any extras, but don't you don't have to jump into like 100 mods at once.
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, it's like restoring a car. You don't look at the massive picture and go, "Oh, I've got to do this, got to do that." You just do one little bit at a time.
Yeah, well,
You work on this quarter panel, and you work on this bit, that bit, and you get it done over time. But you can't look at the whole picture all at once. You go nuts.
and that's the fun part about cars because you can take your time with it. So.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what though, it kind of makes me want to mod my car now. I drove a 290 rear wheel kilowatt XR6 turbo, a BA XR6 turbo with the 6-speed manual, like Mark II, same colour as my car. God, it was good. It was so good.
How did you go with that, to be honest?
You know what? It was way more laggy than the F6 was. Like
It had a bigger turbo though.
no, same turbo. It just
really?
came on later. Like I don't know if it was from the intake.
Maybe it was
from the intake.
He's tuned it to come on later.
Well, it was all tuned by Herod. It's had the stage 1 and 2 package at Herod.
Yeah, so it comes on later, but comes on harder.
It comes
way
on
harder.
hard,
Yeah.
like but it was more drivable though because like with the Typhoon because the boost comes in like it's still laggy, but it comes in quick.
It comes in
Yeah,
too
'cause you got
early in a way.
and it just spins. It'll spin
You-
first
you
and it'll spin
wanna-
second.
You want to have boost in the range that you want to make it usable. You don't want a boost to come in at like $4,500.
But you don't want it to come in
That's
too
the thing.
late though.
You don't want. Yeah, I know.
That's the
So-
thing. If you want to drive around, you want to putt around 60 k's an hour. So
Without boost coming on.
this happened with the
like,
MPS too. Not my one, but Paul's. So
Yeah.
Paul used to own an MPS. He got it tuned so that the boost comes in the top end. That was more like his style of
That's
driving.
the daily. Like,
That's what I mean. If you want a daily, you don't because the standard one will start building boost at 2.4, and
That's pretty low.
by 3, you have 380 newton-meters of torque, which is basically the boost is in.
Yeah.
And that's the range you're always in. You're in between, say, just around 2, so like, say, 4.5. That's your range that you're normally driving around.
That's good. I mean, what's good about the MPS is if you don't put enough throttle in, it won't put enough boost in, so it compensates. What Paul has done with his car, he delayed the boost altogether. He delayed it to like 3.5 or 3.8, so he really has to stick it to get the boost.
Yeah.
Which was drivable, like it was good around town. But as soon as you put your foot down, it's
Oh,
just
you
bang.
just yeah.
And it's good. It makes sense because you're rolling, like you're not. instantly getting this power and then just wheel spinning.
Yeah.
So
But who doesn't mind that?
Yeah. Well, look, in comparison, when I was driving this car, if I had decent tires in the F6, it wouldn't lose traction at first. But I got crappy tires in there.
Fat tyres in the back, she'll be right.
give us a shot at these Nankangs.
Yeah, I'm actually really contemplating them. I've been having a look, but we'll talk about that in a sec. But when I drove this thing, because I've never driven a modified XR Turbo or anything, he put a Melbourne like heavy duty clutch in there. My God, it was heavy.
Yeah.
Like, it was the heaviest. It was one of the heaviest clutches I've used because the Cycling clutch is easy as. It's just a big single plate, and he's like, "You had the twin plate in there." I'm like, "Why you change it?" He's like, "Oh, I just felt like putting a harder clutch in there." When it engaged, it was
like
right
clutch.
there. It was just bang. It was there.
It's like a button clutch, in other words, then almost.
Not really a button clutch because a button clutch has got nothing. Bang, it's there. But this one was just.
He still had a bit.
Still had a bit, and he had the injectors, fuel pump, valve springs, intake, and exhaust, like full exhaust. It didn't drone. It was a really nice exhaust as well. Herod, so they're specialists with this sort of stuff. Second gear pulled like an animal. Like it got from like 20 to like 85, almost 100 k's. Like it was like a light switch, and it just kept pulling. And the guy I drove the car, he's like, "How does this compare to your car?" I'm like, "Well, it's got a lot more power, for sure." But I'm like, "It's it had I'm going to say usable lag." So, because you're already moving when the boost comes on, it was what you guys were talking about. You could just play it. And I went all the way straight to the red line, and second gear, third, fourth, all the same. So it was really usable power, and it really kind of made me want to say, "Oh, maybe I should."
Well, wait, how many times have I told you? Just get a small tune, just a small tune. You'll be right.
Well, technically, I only have to get like the injectors and the fuel pump.
Yeah.
And
What's that?
I'll have
That's
that
a couple
power.
of grand, but right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
and the
this
tune.
small tune, man? Do what Alex did. Okay.
Full
This was
engineering.
excellent. 10-pound boost in first and second, and like 45 boost in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And you have the option to up it to 50. Like that's what I'm talking about.
That's a lot of boost, man.
And then the rod at the side of the block. Look, we'll continue this right after this break. Check our live stream that we just had on there on Facebook. It's CarTorque with Matty J. We're going to go to another Aussie artist because I'm going to just play Aussie artists tonight. We're going to go to a song. That's right, 98.9 Northwest FM. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. It is quiz time for the car quiz, our famous car quiz, which is not very famous, but it's famous.
Dun dun.
Yeah, exactly right. It's famous within our realm. So Adam had a go trying to beat a Luke's score of 8 last week, a couple of weeks ago.
What have I got again? 6.5?
You've actually got 7.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you got 6.5. Like,
Who gets half points?
Oh, come on, man.
It's hacks. He's going to call hacks again.
Probably get like 1 today.
That's what we're aiming for.
All right, sweet. Let's do it.
All right. So, well, James, are you ready?
The thing is, if I get a lower rank, what happens?
You
suck.
keep your high score. No, besides sucking at it, you keep your score. So,
All right, sweet.
So, are you ready for the car quiz?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dramatic music's playing. It is quiz time. Let's make this happen. Question 1. True or false? The Ford Laser TX3 Turbo was the first laser to come with a turbo.
Yeah, true.
It's false.
What was it?
It's called the White Lightning. It came in the KB.
In Australia?
In Australia, yeah.
All right, cool.
Question 2. What decade did Toyota's Camry first appear in?
What decade?
Yeah.
It's got to be the 90s.
Is that your final answer?
Killing me, bro. Killing me.
Think a little bit harder. The Camry. It's a Camry, bro. They've been around for years.
Is that the Lifeline call the Asian guy?
No, think a bit harder. Come on, 90s, really? I'm giving you a hint here, man. I shouldn't be.
Years.
Yeah.
I haven't seen an 80s Camry, man. They were called,
Crusaders.
Crusaders.
No, they weren't.
Fast.
I wanted an answer, James.
Just skip it. We'll come back.
We'll come back. All right, we'll come back to that one. Question 3. True or false? The A86 has an independent rear suspension.
You should know this.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't. It's got
What?
live axle. It's got live axle.
How does it dip down in initial D? and hold it.
How does the Astra do it? Come on, man.
Just goes to show that you don't need IRS to drift. Question 4. What major car award did the Ford Territory win when it first appeared on the market? It's like Australia's biggest car award.
It's got to be the family award.
No, the Wheels Car of the Year. The Mazda RX-8 has what unique feature besides its engine? It's one of the major features of the car.
It's mid-engine.
Besides its engine.
But it's mid-engine. Oh, tell me what do you want to say?
Unique feature. What's cool about it? Think about it.
Fine. The rear doors are like
Suicide doors. That's correct. Yes.
Good enough.
True or false? The Range Rover Evoque only comes as a 4-door.
Evoque.
Yeah. It says false. That's correct. It comes as a 2-door and a convertible. So you get that one right. Question 3. The Mark III Supra Turbo had what engine code?
Is that a 7M?
So it is a 7M, yeah, that's correct. 7M GTE.
No two JZs, mate.
Head problems there.
Yeah, head gasket. But apparently once you got the head gasket fixed, they were really good. They're actually strong. They're a very strong engine, the 7M GTE. Once you fix the head gasket.
Unless you got a warped head.
Factory tolerance.
Exactly right. Question 8. Fuji Heavy Industries makes what company's cars? It's like
Fuji what?
Fuji Heavy Industries makes what company's cars?
Mazda.
No, that's a.
It's a Subaru. They make
Subaru.
Subaru, yeah.
What? What are you making rotary noses for?
It was not the box of
No,
bourbon.
rotor is bop, 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 bop.
Alright. We're dying, man. Subaru. Far out.
Question 9. The Mitsubishi 3000 GT was also based on the Mitsubishi what?
3000 GT. Didn't that come out as a
I'll give you a hint. It's got GT in the name. And Mitsubishi GT something.
the GTO?
That's correct.
I was going to say the what do you call it? That's right.
Continue. Question 10. The Mitsubishi GTO, so now you know the answer, was also badged as the Dodge what in the States? This is a hard one. This was like the hardest question on the list.
Not even American.
But it's pretty well known what it is. No clue?
What is it, like the Eclipse or something?
No. It's called the Dodge Stealth.
Fair enough.
Or it came as an Eagle Talon as well. Well, no, so that was Eclipse, sorry.
Right.
That was Eclipse.
Okay.
Okay, back to question 2. What decade did Toyota's Camry first appear in?
80s.
80s it was the 80s, correct.
Killing it, man.
1,
get, like,
2,
4.
3, 4, 5 today, James.
One off the other one.
How did you go sitting there, Adam?
A few questions I got stumped on as well, but then again I gave James some hints. So.
Yeah. Rotaries are becoming boxer engines now. So my next Mazda will have a boxer in it.
Hey, Barra the World, right?
Hashtag Barrett the world.
We were speaking about that today.
Really?
Well, actually, yeah. This guy turns around and he's looking on eBay at RX-7s, and he scrolls past the ad. I go, whoa, stop there. It was a Cortina.
Yeah.
And project big time. It was rough as.
Yeah.
But I go, imagine putting a Barra in a Cortina.
That'd be sick.
I mean, he goes, you got to drop an 8. And I go, yeah, 8's sick, but okay, they came with 6s, right?
Yeah.
Put the 6 in it.
Put a Barra in there.
An extra
Barra
6 engine in there. Turbo engine in there. That'll fly.
I got a question. I got a joke for you guys. James knows the answer to this one. All right. What can Holden drivers and fishermen catch?
Catch a Barra, yeah. We all know that one.
Oh, we're killing it.
I had to put that in there just because you're talking about hashtag Barra
Can't
the world.
catch a barrel.
Can't catch a Barra.
What a flathead. Or a squid. Come on, man.
Catch a squid.
Seriously?
I'm gonna change my engine name to
Flathead. Okay, fine. If you're talking about
Hey,
like
flathead V8s.
flathead V8s, but yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Catch a flathead.
that's
Back then, they were flying, mate.
Mate,
When the Hemis
machines.
came out, man.
the old
Hemi smashed them, but anyway.
the old flatheads are a pretty sacred engine these days. So they are taking in good stride, which is pretty surprising. So credit's due that old design still very popular with hot rodders, even though most of them are like 350 Chevs in those cars. But you still see an odd with a floaty, and they're quite cool to see.
What was the engine in the one of the wedding cars that I had there? What was it?
That was a 427.
That's a big engine in that
that's,
car.
No, sorry, it's a 454.
It was a massive engine. That was in 35 Buicks.
Yeah, it was a
I think that's
454 big block Chev.
Is it a big block, 454?
Big
That's
block
a
Chev.
huge engine.
Dude, this engine's massive.
Yeah,
I thought it was the biggest small block you could get before the big block started, the 254. Oh, 454.
Huh. We'll have to leave it to our things. I'm pretty sure it's a big block, but if you know what it is, send us a text on 0447777 989. It's 0447777 989. We'll put your name in the message. We'll give you a shout out. This is a good. I want to Google this, but I want to see if the people know. Send it to us on our Facebook page as well. Send us a message on there. Let us know, because it is. It's actually a good question. That might be on the car quiz for next week, James.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to come back and be like, I know the answer to that, and I'm not going to put it in there. Oh, no.
I got a feeling it's a big block, but I don't know. Because it stumped me, because a friend of mine, Ben, he's building an Eleanor Mustang.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn he told me he had a 454.
No, he would have put a 427 in it.
Not the
It
Mustang.
could have been a 427. He told me he had the biggest motor in the small block range before it becomes a big block.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Well,
And I'm pretty sure it's in the 4-something range.
yeah, it'd probably be a 427.
427?
Something along those lines. But even
Is he supercharged it? Or no?
No, his one's not NA, but his dad's got a massive supercharger. His dad's got like a 470 motor or a 454, which was like crazy, and then he's put like a 700 horsepower supercharger, which is in line with his roof.
That's massive.
And
that's bad.
he's put like the Bad Boys, the eyes, that brand.
Yeah.
He's put the eyes on the butterfly for the charger.
That's cool. I like
Do
that.
they go to Saturday Night Live? You think?
Sometimes he takes it out, but he doesn't take it out that often. Because if you get stuffed with the thing hanging out the bonnet,
Oh yeah, it's because it's
it
illegal.
basically becomes unroadworthy.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's still running it on legal plates. His plates are money pit.
Because it is.
Yeah.
That's mad.
It's a cool car.
Yep.
It's all fabricated by himself as well, because metal fabrication.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the only thing he didn't build was the motor, which was built by the guy that builds motors for, I think it's Craig Lowndes or something.
Oh right, really, yeah.
One of the V8 supercar.
So
I've got to take the 265 there then. They can ping the crap out of that.
do a bit of work to it. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. This is 98.9 Northwest FM. We've just got a text in from Paul. He says that 454 is a big block. So there you go, James. He wrecked you.
Destroying me, Paul. Gonna have to buy him a beer for that.
Yeah, well, it's tell him to come out. We'll have to get him on the show. If there's it's the same Paul we're talking about before,
Same
right?
Paul we're talking about, yeah. Pretty sure it is. If it is, Paul, think about what you want to talk about, because next week you'll be on the air.
So that's exactly. We'll have to get him on and just talk cars, because that's what we do on a Tuesday night for about an hour after James's great show. We are pretty much out of time. Like we only got a few more minutes left of the show. So you got any other car relevant information? Like any car news for James, especially from Estblshd? Any meets coming up or anything that's happening?
I believe on the December the 10th there is not a meet through us personally, but we will be having a stand there to rep Estblshd. We're trying to bring the muscle back. There's an American
bringing
charger.
muscle back. Yeah.
There's an American charger that's going to come down. I spoke to this guy earlier, and I'm like, "You want to bring your charger down? We'll see what happens."
Yeah, that's
Have
if
like
it's back from the mechanic. Yeah, that's the thing.
Have a general
see how it
leave
goes.
versus, Aussie
Wait,
charger.
the 10th is this weekend, right?
No.
No, 2 weeks away.
away.
Oh, sweet. So I might have it.
Yeah,
Never know.
It's going to be in Thornbury. If you look up MCM, which is Melbourne Car Meets on Facebook, all the details will be there. It's pretty good. It's looking really good.
So is it just old school muscle or is it new school?
So it's basically stanced cars, but my stand, I want to incorporate the old school muscle.
Yeah, cool.
Because muscle cars, they for some reason act all weird like little girls when there's like Asian cars there. Like you can't get a Skyline to park next to a muscle car. And
It's not right. It's almost not right. I'm not saying it's not right.
What's
but
not right?
No, I didn't say it's not right. I said it's almost not right because they're two totally different genres.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's something that I love and it's something that you love. And why can't we just bring it together, put the differences aside, and okay, we'll leave that stuff to the street. But
I
when
agree,
we park
James.
together, why not? At the end of the day, you're going to talk about suspension. I'm going to talk about suspension. It's going to be like.
I'm going to
almost
talk
the same
about a
thing.
throttle body. You're going to talk about a crappy freaking air sensor. So, you know.
Yeah, but regardless, I got a throttle body. It just, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just, why can't you put our differences aside for a little bit, park next to each other,
And
enjoy
then
the
just skids
atmosphere?
down the road
Six
later
skids
on.
down the road,
It's
yeah.
all good. Yeah,
That's
okay.
it,
We're all
see?
good.
Look, I reckon it'll be good because, you know, we're all car guys at the end of the day, you know, so, like, and I can guarantee you that there are Japanese guys that love American muscle and love muscle cars, and then vice versa. So
I just got I got a text from Paul. Shout out to Paul again.
what's up, Paul?
He goes, Skyline and muscle car, grandson and grandfather. Like, why
Yeah,
not?
Pretty
Like,
much.
pretty much.
Basically. Pretty much.
Okay, put it this way. You got
You got to respect the others, though.
you got
remember.
you got
Respect the
the
elders.
240k Skyline. The 240k Skyline. That's like a fastback body. That is basically a muscle car.
I saw one of those
from
coming to work.
That's crazy, man.
It had the fender flares and everything on it. It looked mad, and it sounded sick.
Yeah, you get my point here. That's basically a muscle car from Japan. And then you got like 4 or 5 generations later, you got like the 32, the 33, and the 34 Skyline. That's
Progression.
cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, why can't we have that in the muscle?
I'm not saying we can't. It should be good. If I have the car back, I'll definitely be coming, without a doubt.
Awesome, no worries.
So it needs to go out. It'll be its first show, to be honest, in my hands. So it has been to Mopars and the Murray in the old owner's hands. So
Yeah, that's
sick.
sweet.
That's a good
but
achievement.
this will be the first meet in my hands if I can make it.
Sick. Looking forward to it. Well, everyone else, if you want to check out the page, Estblshd, that's ESTBLSHD, or MCM for Melbourne Car Meets.
Yep. And yeah, and give our Facebook page a like as well. And check it out. We've got all our information on there, and you know, show times. Send us a message if you've got stuff to car topics to talk about in the community. Happy to have you on and talk about what you're representing and what you're going to do for us car enthusiasts of the area. So yeah, and that page is CarTorque with Matty J, which is TORQUE with Matty J. We are out of time. I don't think Stratus is coming in tonight. I haven't seen him yet. He hasn't popped in. But just like at the start of the show, just give a big get well soon to Dr. Rock. He's in a bit of a bad way at the moment, but you know he'll pull through. And by the way, James J got the Camry question right, so we can put him to the list. So
So you're on one, James. Excellent. There you go.
he's on what?
Even I knew the answer to that, and I know nothing about cars.
I got the Camry question though.
You did in the end.
In the end, you got it, but with a little bit of help.
With a little bit of no.
Oh, I'm so cut about this Fuji Industries. I'm going to have to go see
I
it.
know that.
As if you didn't know Fuji Heavy Industries. Come
Bro,
on. They make air conditioners. No, they make boxes. Come on, man.
Make boxes.
Boxer engines. Anyway.
All right.
Oh jeez, that was the worst joke of all time.
Come on, man. Everyone's going to know that is a rotary.
That wasn't. I didn't go brap brap. I said bap bap bap. Anyway,
Bap,
we'll
bap, bap.
go back
Go
to the
Bridgeport,
recordings,
and it
maybe.
becomes like that.
We just need Hector Kabib to come in.
That's all right. Don't stress.
Look, we're
Next time we'll have a sound effect on the soundboard, I guess.
Real
sometime.
quick.
Yeah.
At the Snowy 1000, there was a Beetle with a boxer.
Yeah, it's
Like a
happened.
turbo boxer. And this thing was a rocket, man.
Yeah. So
Anyway, that's all I have to say.
that's cool. I think Monte Carlos did one as well. Like that.
Yeah, they did something like that. It was pretty cool.
That's sick. It's freaking awesome. Oh, look, we're out of time tonight. See you same time next week, 7 p.m. for CarTorque with Matty J. Tune in earlier though, because you're going to miss out on. You're going to listen to a great show, 6 p.m. With James J. That is Man vs Movies. Really good listening. Like his Facebook page, Man vs Movies. And obviously Dr. Rock's pages as well. I mean, he's not going to be in for a while, but his show with Fitzy is still. Well, I'm assuming will still be on a Thursday night, called the Thursday Waffle. He might have some other guests in Fitzy. So, but yeah. In the meantime, get well soon, Dr. Rock, and for you car lovers out there, get out, take your cars out, like that Lamborghini guy with the how much horsepower? 1,500.
Well, it's twin turbo. It's 1,200 or 1,300 at the wheels. It's crazy.
Whatever it is, he drives his $200,000 supercar. You can drive your car and get out there and go for a drive. The weather's getting good. Enjoy it. In the meantime, this has been CarTorque with Matty J. You're on 98.9 Northwest FM. Take it easy.